Hey guys, I'm so late to the party, but I'm going to be giving Cata Classic a try today. And I do already have a level 25 priest, but like, who cares? It's level 25. We're going to make a new character. She's going to be a paladin, and of course, she's going to be a blood elf because I am incredibly vain. Let's go.
The past few years have seen unprecedented changes within the eternal land of Quel'Thalas. The Blood Elves, following the will of their crazed leader Kael'thas Sunstrider, channeled dangerous, chaotic magics to transform their sacred Sunwell into a gateway of unspeakable evil. While Kael'thas and his demonic masters were eventually defeated, a different kind of transformation occurred within the Sunwell itself, as a dying Naru sacrificed its life essence to reignite the Sunwell into a fount of holy energy. Now, the Blood Elf Regent Lorthamar Theron sees a new hope on the horizon for his people. Over time, the Sunwell's light could cure the Blood Elves of their cursed state, but many still cling to the arcane powers they've procured and are hesitant to relinquish them. As one of the remaining Blood Elves, you must fight to protect Quel'Thalas and help redeem the soul of your ancient people.
And we're in. We're going to go ahead and pick up the first quest here in the starting area, which is just to kill a bunch of mana worms. It's easy enough, but it might take a minute because we only have one button since, we're level 1. And the cooldown feels like it's forever on it. But we're going to get it done. We're going to level, and we're going to get more buttons. Things will die quicker. Here we are killing the last mana worm that we need for the quest, but I apparently have the bloodlust, so I went ahead and I attacked a second one just for good measure. Me being the nosy bitch that I am, I'm reading the chat over here on the side, and I noticed somebody talking about their first time tanking experience. Apparently, she was in a dungeon, people got impatient, pulled for her, whatever. The point is, I would like to try tanking on this character. I want to go prot, but I'm afraid of the same thing happening to me. I don't want people to get frustrated or impatient with me because maybe I'm a little slow and don't know exactly where to go. Also, the idea of leading the group, I don't really know if that's for me. I don't know if I like that. I don't really want to be responsible for the pace of the dungeon. But I also want to try something I've never really done before, and who knows, maybe I'll end up liking it. And worst case scenario is it goes bad and I get some funny moments and you all can laugh at me. But I think we're going to go ahead and give it a try. I think that's the plan. I'm going to go prot. Don't let me back out of it. After grabbing the quests upstairs, we're just going to go ahead and jump down and scoop up the rest of them. The first one we're doing is to release our Arcane Torrent on one of the little mana worms. The Arcane Torrent ability is a racial for the Blood Elves. Every race in WoW has one. Some are good, some are bad, some are forgettable. Ours silences them and restores 6% of our mana, and I totally forgot they had changed this. Now in retail WoW, it removes a magical effect and restores 3% of the mana. We're getting cheated out of a good 3% mana and a silencing effect. I don't like the retail one. I like this one, and I feel like it will be useful even if the cooldown is 10 years long. Moving on to our next task, which is to kill the lynxes around here and collect their collars for some reason. I'm not really sure. I didn't read the quest. Did you? I'm just going to go ahead and do what I was told. While I was doing what I was told and murdering the cats of the Isle, I ran into two small blood elf children, Jane and Nova, who I looked up and I couldn't really see if they were referenced for anything. Nothing popped up, but hey, maybe you know more than Google and you can tell me if they're actually referenced to something. All I do know is Parent of the Year is down here napping while his two small children play near water and giant cats, but hey, who am I to judge? Coincidentally, though, we went ahead and killed our last lynx, which led us to hitting level 3, which gave us the power to judge people. That's right, we're going to go back to our class trainer. We are going to get our spell Judgment. We are going to get our spell Seal of Righteousness. And we're going to go ahead and practice them. Class trainers are, I don't know, a hit and miss for me. I like the idea of going back and training, but also I hate the idea of going back and training. I don't want to stop my questing just to go visit my trainer, and I will go 5 levels without seeing them. Do not call me out on it. I'm aware. I'm just lazy.
Death to all who oppose.
So we're just going to go ahead and run into the building here and look for the Paladin class trainer. I spot Ponytail in the back here just waiting for me to complete the quest. So I went ahead, I did that, and I picked up another quest. He wants me to use my new spell on the training dummy outside, but when I go to train, I'm broke. What am I going to do? I'm going to sell some stuff. I'm going to come back for Judgment, and then I'm going outside to the training dummy where I will judge the hell out of it. Ponytail has never been prouder as I go back inside to turn my quest into him. Before we
What
work on
business
all the
have
other
you?
quests that we have, we
Stay
will
the
be running
course.
down to this dude and collecting his quest. He wants us to fetch his belongings, which are scattered around the starting zone here, so we will be doing that. This is great. I'm having an amazing time. We run up on this plateau with a giant floating crystal on it, and hey, what do you know? Underneath the floating crystal is that man's journal. Remember, we did get the judgment spell, so I will be judging him and wondering as I pick it up, if it's so important, why are you leaving it up here? Why are you asking a stranger to get it? I have questions. But I guess they could be answered later because we are getting paid to do this, so fine. I'll pick it up for him and then I will run off to do whatever it is he's asking me to do next. We are over here just ruining these trees' lives like Sylvanas did to Teldrassil in the most boring sequence of combat ever. I have two abilities and the cooldown on them feels like 10 years each, okay? I'm hitting one button every 2 seconds. But it's fine. Like I said, we will be leveling, we will be learning, and we will be hitting faster. We're going to pick up his scrying orb from up here so he can go ahead and practice fortune telling or whatever the hell it is he's doing. I'm not really sure. Again, I didn't read the quest, and you know what? Neither did you. I want us to take a moment and appreciate this little tree here. He sidestepped the shit out of my ability. I had to take a moment. I was in shock. I was in awe. Good for
I
him.
need to get closer.
We find the scroll of Scourge magic up here just laying on the ground, and as we pick it up, we are side-eyeing the quest giver for again just leaving important objects laying around the island with a bunch of creatures roaming around. What are you doing? We go ahead and we read the shrine about the first High Elf King, Dathramar Sunstrider, before heading back to turn all these quests in. You know, vanity aside, I actually really enjoy the Blood Elf starting zone and the lore behind them and pretty much everything to do with them. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, especially when they were first released. People were just like, ew, why are the pretty elves on the Horde? But I don't know, I like them. I like hearing about their history and stuff like that. I also really enjoy that Arthas and the Scourge just kind of like intertwine with their lore and their story because he's probably my favorite Warcraft villain. And I'm not just saying that because I started in Wrath and I have nostalgia, okay? So we're going to go ahead and turn this quest in. We pick up a one-handed weapon, which means we can finally put this shield on. It's
Keep
so
your wits
ugly.
about you.
I don't even know what to think. And we somehow have an even uglier cloak. I'm not having a good time right now. Everything is just not pretty. You know, it is pretty though, the Blood Elf architecture. I really love how all the buildings and everything look for the Blood Elves and stuff like that. We're gonna go ahead up the spire here, whatever you want to call it, and we're on a mission to chop off somebody's head. You will notice this is a reoccurring theme for the Blood Elves. They
That
always just
spell
want
isn't
you to
ready yet.
chop off their enemies' heads.
Still
I
a
don't know.
champion.
Maybe we'll keep a count of how many heads we chop off between here, Eversong Woods, and the Ghostlands.
I'm
Making our way up the spire, we are also killing the arcane wraiths and the tainted arcane wraiths for the quest that we're going to turn in. I can't say wraith very well because I feel like I have a lisp, so please don't make fun of me. I already know, and I
I'm
don't want to cry myself to
unafraid.
sleep again.
That spell isn't ready.
When you are doing this quest, make sure you go and loot the green dudes that you kill because they will drop another quest where you turn in a shard. You have to go in your bags, accept the quest. For some reason, I clicked on it and then I just exited out of it. I don't know why. I don't have a reason. I'm not entirely sure, but I did it. Make sure you don't do it, accept the quest.
That's still a champion.
Oh, hey, look, it's my dumbass finally realizing that my graphics are turned to 2 for some reason. So I cranked them bitches up to 10, and everything is suddenly prettier. I think the cloak might be growing on me too, actually. We are heading up the spire on our way to decapitation victim number 1, Felindren. He is a wretched, which is pretty much just usually a blood elf who has succumbed to their addiction to magic, which the blood elves seem to be prone to. He's basically just a shell of his former self and just obsessed with sating his hunger for magic. It's kind of sad when you equate it to victims of addiction in the real
That's
world,
still a
you know, when you
champion.
really think about it. And we'll be learning more about them later on in
That
the Blood
spell
Elf
isn't
quest
ready yet. I
lines.
can't cast that
We
yet.
killed
That's
him
still
and
a
we're looting
champion.
his head, which I guess we'll just be keeping in our pocket until we turn the quest in. Weird. Before we go ahead and turn this quest in, I just want to take one last look over the land here. I really do just love the Blood Elf zone so much, and honestly, for a starting area, this one isn't so bad. We hearth back to the starting area here because as much as I love those zones, I'm not trying to walk everywhere. At this point, you see me realize that the male quest givers all have the same side ponytail. I'm inspecting him here and I'm like, that looks familiar. We jump down here to turn our quest into side ponytail number 2, and it pretty much confirms my theory. The Blood Elf male quest givers all have side ponytails, with I guess the exception of Big Ponytail, my Paladin class trainer, but they don't count. They're class trainers, they're not quest givers. The quest givers all have side ponytails. What's going on there? What's that about?
Victory lies
So we run up on side ponytail number 4 here to turn our quest in.
Hold your head high.
We're getting a shield here, which is super exciting. I guess I was so excited though that I attempted to put the shield I already have on my character, and I looked at her for a minute and I was like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? But we figured it out and we put the right shield on. It's pretty, it's shiny, I'm happy with it. And you know what? I think the cape is growing on me. I know you've been just wondering my thoughts on the cape here, and I think my final verdict is it's not that ugly. It was the shield the whole time. So here we are leaving the starting zone Sunstrider Isle, and before I entered here, I just had to make sure that we're not doing side ponytails for the rest of my gameplay, and we're not. He looks a little goofy, but it's fine. So we grab quest here, and I spot a little house over there that I want to go investigate before we carry on with our adventure. I want to know what's going on. I'm nosy. Well, you win some, you lose some, and we lost some. There is nothing going on with this house over here. But off the coast here, we can actually see the Isle of Keldanas, which is where the all-important Sunwell is located for the Blood Elf, so that's pretty cool, and the view here is actually really nice. So we're running through the gates on our way to Falcon Wing Square, and again, I just want to say I really appreciate and enjoy how elegant and powerful the Blood Elf structures look. I know I keep saying this and you're probably sick of it, but I really do just love the zones in this game and appreciate, you know, the work that has been gone into them. At the end of the road there, we found a slain Outstrider, so we're going to grab her quest, which sends our little ass right back where we came from to the other quest giver, who will then send us into Falcon Wing Square for a second time. So we're entering Falcon Wing Square for real this time, and we're going to pretend to be a pilot for a second. So if you look off to your left in the distance, you will see the Wretched, which again, if you remember, are the magic-addicted little cracked-out blood elves, and they're just roaming around, they're just hanging out. You look to the right, they're over there too. They're everywhere around here, and we will be getting quests to deal with them. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up Sunstrider Isle. I give it a 9 out of 10. A lot of ponytails, a lot of repeating ponytails. I feel like they could have switched it up a little bit. That's why it's getting a 9. But overall, I enjoyed it. And we'll be doing Eversong Woods in the next episode. So if you're interested, check it out.